Hello, hi. I was really trying to decide whether to do this video, whether it was like appropriate at the current time, but then I figured everyone needs an escapism in their life. Everyone wants to look forward to what they're going to do afterwards. It's kind of like the biggest conversation right now, like what's the first thing you're going to do when you can get out of lockdown and like live again? So for a lot of people out there, and for people watching my channel, it probably involves going to Disney World or Disney Park or just getting back to the magic. Even if they can't go straight away, they're probably thinking about when they can next go, fantasizing about being back in that safe, welcoming, comforting bubble. Side note, I watched the latest Imagineering Story episode in the UK to come out, and it was about when Tokyo Disneyland reopened and everyone was like rushing in and like hugging Mickey, and it literally made me cry. I was just sitting there on the sofa like wasn't ready to cry today. So that was kind of the decision I came to with making this video. But what is the video? Again, it's kind of meh. So the other night I was up and I couldn't sleep, and most people when they can't sleep they might grab a snack or read a book, walk around, I don't know, do exercise. But for me, I pulled up my little journal that my friend Fee got me. Oh, my deepest, darkest secrets are in here. It is Beauty and the Beast themed, like the claw. And I decided to write a list of the less common and more unusual things that you can do in Walt Disney World on your vacation, because that's what I do when I can't sleep. We all have our own ways of coping, you know? Speaking of which, the other day I listened to the Tower of Terror lobby loop. That ride reduces me to like a pure mess. I'm like a baby, so I don't know how that would help, but it did. So yeah, we basically made a list. I'm surprised how nice my handwriting was, to be honest, of different things that you can do that aren't the normal thing. It's not like ride Splash Mountain, get a Mickey bar. Like, it's a bit out there stuff. And the reason I kind of have this information is because I did 2 Disney programs where I worked there for the summer, and when you're there for that long you don't just do like the basic stuff that everyone else does. You kind of get to know like some little secrets, like lesser known things to do, and just create your own like special memories and traditions. So you learn a lot about what the parks have to offer and also the resorts, just the whole Walt Disney World. So enough rambling, because I can see I've already been filming for 3 minutes and we haven't even got to number 1. Let's get into video. What was that? And these are in no particular order because, like I said, it was basically my way of like trying to go to sleep. I don't know what my aim really was here, but it's a video. So number 1, make a wish in Cinderella's wishing well. So if you don't know, Cinderella has a wishing well which is on the right side of the castle. So when you're doing the walkway towards the teacups, you kind of take a left as you're going into the castle instead, and the wishing well is going to be on your left on that walkway. So it's kind of near where you can go meet Merida from Brave. So just this little wishing well, and you can make a wish, and it's very cute. You can get a nice photo op if you want to. Also, I'm pretty sure all the money that's kind of like deposited around Disney World in water is donated to Make-A-Wish Foundation, so you're also being a bit charitable on a Disney trip, so win-win. Okay, number 2 is to watch a movie under the stars. So many different resorts do this, I know. I'm gonna look up which ones do because I'm an informational channel now. Oh wow, okay. It's more than I thought. Pretty much every single one, so there's no point me reading out a list. But if you're staying at a resort, but even if you're not, you can go and watch them play a movie under the stars. It's typically a Disney movie, but they have a film schedule. They post it at the start of the week. If you're there for a longer stay, or if you prefer just to be back at the resort in the evening, you're not as into the nighttime spectaculars, then you can watch a movie often by the pool. The kids can be swimming and you can be chilling. Why am I now talking as if these are parents watching? And then they have one also on the boardwalk which has like ample hills and all the different restaurants along it. They have one right there on the grass that you can go and sit and watch. There is a spider. Hello. It stopped moving now. Sorry, I get very distracted. But you can go and see these movies even if you're not a paying resort guest. In the same way you can actually visit all of the different hotels around Disney World even if you're not staying there, which is kind of a point I probably put later, maybe not, which is to resort hop, because like I said, you are free to visit all of the different resorts and they are beautiful. You can do like a monorail crawl. If you wanted to, you could turn that into a monorail bar crawl. If you're over 21, of course. So going to the resorts is a great activity. Say you have like a 5-day vacation, but you don't want to buy a park ticket for each of those 5 days. A resort day would definitely be advisable. Even if you're not staying on site, you can go to the resorts. Of course, then you have to pay for parking. But if not, you can basically just go to all the different ones around in the area. You can get buses from the parks to the resorts. But if you're in like certain areas, like I know around the boardwalk area that has like obviously Boardwalk, Beach Club, Yacht Club, and then Riviera is near there as well. So it's like a whole town in one place, and it's just a cool way to spend the day, maybe start planning your next trip. And they also have a ton of good dining options as well. Okay, the next one is to take a tour. There are so many tours around Disney World and I don't even know the half of them probably, but if you are more into Disney like me, or maybe you're an adult trying to convince a fellow adult why going to Disney would be a good experience, there's whole like wine tasting tours you can do around the World Showcase. There's like Living with the Land backstage tour you can do in Epcot. I think it's called like Behind the Seeds, which is a cool name. The one I have done personally was the Keys to the Kingdom tour. So good. It was, I think, like 4 or 5 hours around the Magic Kingdom, and it starts on Main Street. You kind of start in City Hall, which is where the tour meets. You go the whole way down Main Street. You learn all about the different people who are responsible for making the parks and making it happen. They all have their own little like windows down Main Street, and you get to hear so many cool stories. You get to go on a few attractions and learn more about them. You get lunch included, which is at Pickles Bill, and you also get a pin. We even got to go down into the Utilidors, which for me, I was a cast member at the time, so it wasn't quite so special, but my sister and my mum were loving it because they'd heard so much about these tunnels and they'd heard it in documentaries through me, so it's pretty cool for them to go down there. I'm just like plugging Keys of the Kingdom tour. Basically, if you've been to Disney a whole bunch and you want to learn more, this is a great way to use a half day or even a full day. There are so many different ones depending on your budget, how much time you have. Just look up the tours, okay? They're amazing. Link down below. So the next one is a big contrast to the previous point in terms of budget, time, who it's catered to, which is collect stickers. Obviously this is a small one, but so many different merchandise locations and even just like random cast members around the park carry stickers often themed to that location. So when I worked in a Star Wars store, we had a bunch of BB-8 stickers, and then when I was in a Frozen store, we had a bunch of Olaf stickers. So if you are up for that, you can literally just ask at the different registers, do you guys have any stickers, and then they'll give you some if you ask for it very nicely. The character attendants often have stickers for the character you're about to meet if you're waiting in line. It's kind of a good thing to keep kids excited when they're just standing there waiting. Custodians often have stickers if you ask for directions or even just talk to them. So it's a fun way to get something for free as well, which you can collect and you can, I don't know, you can probably decorate with them, put them in your photo album. It's a nice memory. Okay, the next one again is a free experience, but it kind of should lead to some purchase in my opinion if you being ethical about it, but it is to try all the ice cream flavors at Ample Hills Creamery. So this is an ice cream store on the boardwalk, and you can actually go and sample every single flavor. I think there's like over 20 of them, and you can sample all of them for free, and then you could always ask for a button, which is I tried all the flavors. I would say it's probably best if you then do buy a cup of ice cream, even if it's between like 4 of you. I think a cup with 2 massive scoops is $7, which sounds a lot, but these scoops are huge. And then when I went with my friend, we actually did this kind of like sneaky thing. Well, it's not sneaky, it's allowed. You can split the one $7 serving into 2 cups, and that way obviously everyone's got their own cup. It's $3.50 each, and then they actually let us choose like different flavors for the cups. And then she actually was like, oh, why don't you choose 2 flavors each then? So we ended up having 4 little scoops across the 2 cups and toppings as well for like $3.50 each, and we got to try a bunch of flavors. It's such a cool experience and I definitely recommend doing it, but please do buy some ice cream after trying all of them. As long as it's not like the last thing at night, I would say definitely do that experience. And the Ooey Gooey Butter Cake is chef's kiss. Okay, the next one is kind of up to you and your imagination, which is ride every ride / at every park / make your own challenge up. So what I mean by this is to cater a challenge to your interests and the amount of time that you have. It just kind of makes it a bit different if, again, you've been to Disney World a whole bunch of times, if you have like a kind of target in mind. So you could go to one park and just say we're doing every attraction here today. Magic Kingdom, it's probably going to be harder because there are so many more, but you could do it wherever you want to be. Maybe just try and go to all the 4 parks in one day, or even 6 if you're crazy and want to go to the water parks. I wouldn't recommend, but it's your vacation, it is your time. Obviously you could also have a princess day, which involves trying to meet all the different princesses around the resort, or like I said, make your own challenge up. Just do whatever you want, it is your time. If your personal challenge is you want to eat all the Mickey shaped treats in one of the parks, go for it. I won't judge, I'll actually be jealous. If it's just to meet every character in one park, go for it. Just kind of be imaginative with your interests. You can end up with something really fun, which might even become a new family or friend tradition for many years to come and many trips to come. Oh, this next one. Listen to the Grand Floridian band. So in the Grand Floridian lobby, they have a live band playing. I think it's throughout the day, but at least especially in the evenings. Build this into a resort hop day or even evening. Just take some time to chill, to relax. It's the most beautiful resort in all of Disney World, in my opinion, so you have to go there. And if you are going, something that people probably don't know about as much if you're kind of like new to Disney, the Grand Floridian Cafe is such a fun time, especially for breakfast slash brunch. You can get a Mickey waffle, but not like the regular kind you get at the other resorts, which is like the little ones that they have at the buffets. This is like a huge Mickey waffle, and then you can get it with these accompaniment plates which have like 3 different toppings. It's like cream, different nuts you can get, bananas, strawberries, compote. The aesthetic is on point. It's very in line with the Grand Floridian vibe. It's a great way to start a Magic Kingdom day, maybe be an interlude in the middle of the day. It's just a fun time, and I would love to go back there right now. This is making me just happy and excited, but also sad, because why can't I do these things? I'm just scanning the list. I've actually put the Grand Floridian band down twice, so I have mad respect for those piano players and celloists and whatever instruments are playing. Whilst you're at the Grand Floridian, you should definitely take a trip to Basin. So this is on the first floor if you go up a flight of stairs, and you can try a bunch of the different soaps, which is obviously always a fun time. But you can also get a free hand scrub. There's always someone around, and they have different products on special and on offer, and they will basically demonstrate a hand scrub on you, and your hands get super smooth and luscious and lovely. So all around, it's a fun time. And then definitely try and purchase some of the special soaps. I have a Mickey waffle one. They have different ones themed for times of year like the holidays, and it's a nice little souvenir to get as well, and they smell lovely. Another challenge is obviously eat around the world at Epcot. I know a ton of people do that. You can also drink around the world at Epcot, but please be responsible and obviously be 21. That's great for adventurous eaters, but obviously it's going to add up the price of having a dish in every pavilion in Epcot. If you're in a big party, obviously you could all share. I don't know, it's your day, it's your challenge. Have fun. Next one on the list is to take the boat from Studios to Epcot. Not just a mode of transportation, also a very fun time. You can get this as well at the boardwalk. It's the boat that just services that whole resort area. It's super chilled and relaxed and a nice time. I don't have much more to say than that, but relax. Next one is to make your own candy treat at Goofy's Candy Co. This is in Disney Springs, and you can basically customize your own creation. I haven't done it myself, but it looks really cool. It is a little bit more expensive than just buying a treat off the case line, but it is great for little kids and also young at heart adults to indulge their inner sugar fanatic and sugar side. That spider is back again. What are you doing, hun? But it is a great way to indulge and also have something that's a bit different for you and exactly the way you want it. Whatever chocolate you want, candy you want, they can make it happen. It is Disney. Something else that maybe isn't expected so much for this list, but I thought was worth mentioning, is interact with the line. So especially in Little Mermaid and Winnie the Pooh, Peter Pan and Seven Dwarfs Mine Train in Magic Kingdom, they all have different interactive elements within the line, which are great for keeping little kids entertained. And it's also a good thing to do if, say, you haven't got a fast pass for any of those rides. It means that the line isn't as much of like an arduous experience. It's going to be better for everyone rather than just moaning and being like, how long are we going to be waiting here? The next one is linked to the previous like challenge one, which is become a wilderness explorer. So in Animal Kingdom, as you head over the bridge and you can see the Tree of Life in the distance, on the right there's going to be a wilderness explorer's kiosk, and there you can get a little pamphlet and you can basically collect stickers around the whole of Animal Kingdom to become a wilderness explorer, just like Russell and Up. It's different like challenges you can do, like some of it is drawing or just finding out new information. It involves talking to a lot of the different park rangers around DAC and getting to learn more about conservation especially and different animals. So it's very fun to do with little kids and also adults who have a general interest in the park and want to learn more about it. Another immersive experience is to build your own lightsaber. Now this has changed a little bit for when I worked there. When I worked there in Tatooine Traders, you could build your own lightsaber, and you still can. That's kind of like the cheaper version, versus in Galaxy's Edge you can make like the $200 lightsabers. But if you are more on a budget and looking for a lightsaber that can be played with and isn't going to cost the same as like one night of room and board at a Disney hotel, you can go to Tatooine Traders or Tomorrowland. I know they have one in, I think it's Mickey's Star Traders, and then they also have it at Disney Springs in their Star Wars store. But basically you can build your own lightsaber from start to finish. You can choose a different hilt, a different blade color, and all the different pieces to go on it. You can build a character's lightsaber or completely your own. There is no age limit on this either, so if you are a full adult Star Wars fan, which is very common, you can do that as well, or little kids can do it. The next one is probably quite well known by now, but get pixie dusted. This is going to be in Magic Kingdom in the Fantasyland area. You can basically have a little fairy godmother in training or merchandise cast member pixie dust you. So they have a little wand and they put it around your head and they say with a little faith, trust and pixie dust, may all your wishes and dreams come true. You get glitter all over you. It's a magical experience for little guests and big guests alike to feel like they're little again. You get to be all sparkly and glittery the rest of the day, and again, it's free, so why not? This one kind of links to the idea of visiting the different resorts, but it's watch the fireworks from a resort hotel, specifically in the Magic Kingdom resort area. So from Contemporary, you can actually go onto the fire escape, which is not like an advertised thing, but you can go onto the fire escape and see happily ever after. The fireworks look incredible over Space Mountain. You can also see them on the beach at the Polynesian, so that's something to do if you maybe aren't as much into crowds, or you're having dinner at one of the resorts and don't want to go all the way back into the park. They normally pump the music as well, so you can hear it anyway. It's just magical. I love it. This video is turning into a very long one. I didn't intend it to be, but hi if you're still here. Another one that a lot of people don't really know about or just don't think to do is Tom Sawyer's Island in Magic Kingdom. You can get a little kind of raft across and explore that area. It's normally very quiet and it's great for little kids to do as well, just to run around. It's more like a play park as opposed to a theme park. It's still worth a look though if you've been to Disney a ton of times and never made it over there. Tick it off the list. The next one again is an area a lot of people neglect or don't even know about, Rafiki's Planet Watch in Animal Kingdom. So more people know about it now because they have the Animation Academy over there, which is where you get to draw a Disney animated character with an artist like live on screen, which is very fun. But they also have a lot of information about animals and conservation over there, and they also have a little farm. You can meet little goats and it's so cute and I love it, and it's a wholesome experience. And also the train over there is a nice chill time. You get to see some backstage areas, so I would say again it's one to do if you have a little bit more time on your trip and want to see something new. Again, one around slowing down is just to go see the films around the World Showcase. They have it in China, France and Canada right now. They also have obviously the American Adventure, but that's more like a full attraction. You can go see these films and they're a great time to relax, enjoy some AC, but particularly in the China Pavilion, before you go into the film, they have a whole exhibit around Shanghai Disneyland, which as a Disney geek, I love to see it. I love to look at the park I will go to in the future and learn more about the Imagineering process and how they kind of translated Disney values from the West to the East. It's worth a look if again you want some AC, some knowledge, some chill time. The next one is related to different foods you can get at the resorts. So loads of resorts have a kind of like specialist item that you can get. So Port Orleans have the beignets, which are Mickey shaped and adorable. Then the Polynesian has Dole Whip if you don't want to go all the way into the park for your nighttime Dole Whip perhaps, or even one in the middle of the day. I'm not judging. The All Stars in particular have a ton of super cute treats, in particular the speciality cupcakes. Maybe try and tie in your resort hopping day with a bunch of Disney treats you want to tick off, which are exclusive to that resort and you can't get anywhere else. Another thing a lot of people don't know about is buying some art. So you can actually get incredible Disney art. There's some in Epcot, or maybe there was. It's called Art of Disney. It might have closed by now. And then also on Main Street you can get art at the store on the right, which is the Mickey's Theatre kind of area. And then in Studios you can get it too in Stage 1 Company store, right at the back of the park, which is near the Muppets. They have these ink and paint cells. They come with like your very own pin, but they have kind of ones for all different price points. They even have some sketches by genuine Disney animators that you can buy. I think they start at like maybe $40. Then in Disney Springs as well, I know they have like more postcard versions of a lot of the art, so they might be more like $5. So no matter what budget you've got, if you like Disney and art, there is somewhere that you can buy it throughout the resort, which I think is really cool, and I definitely made the most of that. See my Thomas Kincaid right there. Okay, we're almost done, I promise. The next one is to see the electrical water pageant, which is on Bay Lake outside of Magic Kingdom. You can see it at a bunch of the different resorts, or even just standing by the water, which I think is a really cool sight to see, and not a lot of people know about it. They don't know that it's there. People always say they want Disney to have a nighttime parade. Well, they kind of have one. We would like better, but you know. It's a bit cheesy and it's definitely quite old-fashioned. I think it kind of launched with opening day in 1971, so it's not the best, but it's fun to see, and especially if you're staying in the Magic Kingdom resort area, you can see them from your balcony, which is just... And then the final one that I have is to go to Chip 'n Dale's Campfire Sing-Along. This is at Fort Wilderness Resort and it is so cute. You basically get to buy a s'mores kit, or you can bring your own. They have a campfire so you can make s'mores with your family, and then they bring Chip 'n Dale out with a performer who plays some songs on the guitar and starts a whole sing-along. It's very like traditional country tunes, very fitting the vibe of Fort Wilderness, and Chip and Dale are dancing along. There are different games, like I think they do the hokey cokey or something like that, which is really fun, and then Chip and Dale go around and meet everyone afterwards, and then once it's all done they play a film on this huge screen, and you're in the middle of nowhere, it feels like, because it's the theming of Fort Wilderness. It's just trees all around you. You can just like chill. They played Tangled when I went, and it was just like the most wholesome experience, and I loved it. You could also tie this in with going to the Trails End buffet, which is at Fort Wilderness, because obviously you've gone all the way over there. Might as well tie it in with a food experience. And Trails End is so cool. It's like one of the cheaper buffets, I think, 'cause it's so hard to get to, but the food is really good quality and there's so much variation. It's a lot of meat, I'm not gonna lie, as a vegetarian, but there's plenty of options as well, and the desserts are great. So if you do that, go to the campfire, you can have a fun time, I guarantee. This wasn't actually on my list, but if you maybe don't know as much about Disney, you probably wouldn't know about the Hoop-de-Doo Review, which is at Fort Wilderness as well. It's a whole spectacular. I don't want to like talk about it too much, maybe Google it, but it's like an old kind of like Oklahoma style show, and you also get served dinner, which is a very traditional like American meal. They bring out strawberry shortcake at the end. It's a bit more expensive, but again, something different to do. So that was my list, and that was a lot. I've just talked for way too long this video. I was thinking like, oh, it'll be 10 minutes, but clearly Em's nighttime brain was bursting with ideas, so I need to do some more journaling when I can't sleep, because it leads to things like this, which hopefully you enjoyed and found helpful and interesting. So if you did, give it a thumbs up, comment down below your favourite thing to do, which is more off the beaten track of Disney World or lesser known, or, you know, share your tips with us, or maybe talk about something that was surprising to you to find out. And if I did help you, subscribe, because I've got loads more videos that I can do, loads more knowledge to share. I may not be able to go to Disney World anytime soon like the rest of the world, but I have a lot of experience to talk about in the meantime. So I hope this cheered you up, maybe got you excited for your next trip, whenever that may be, because it will happen, guys. Even though the world's a mess, we will get through this, and it will feel even better when we get our Main Street USA, when we see the castle. We're all gonna bawl our eyes out, and it's gonna be a fun time. Right, see you next time. Have a magical day. Stay safe, stay inside. Bye.